Milton Herring, international speaker, insightful consultant, trainer, and coach. Milton understands how to get people connected to the vision they have for themselves and maximize their full potential. Milton's greatest strength is that he knows how to bring out the best in other people. Coach Milton Herring.
Hey Maximizers, what a great day this is. The sun is shining wherever you are. Even if it's nighttime, think that the sun is shining. It's a great day to be alive. You can hear me audibly. Thank goodness you have the ears to hear. Wave your hands, shake them like you just don't care. Dance around when you feel a little down, but let you know that today is the day that we maximize the moments that we give it in our lives. All right, guys, thanks for joining me in this episode. We're going to be talking about the 6 ways on how to stop being an attention seeker in our new age of social technology and all that we're doing. Why do we seek attention so much? Before I jump into that, I want to talk about an article I found in the Irish Times written by Sonia O'Sullivan, who is a cross-country athlete, and actually in 1987 she won her national title in Ireland as far as the winner of the cross-country championships there, and that's 30 years ago. And but that was a different story then. As a fan of hers sent her a picture of her winning that second race. She just won the junior title and didn't even really want to run the national title, but she did, and she won. And her story today, 30 years later, poses one of a different perspective in life. And if you know me, you know it's about maximizing the moments that we live in our life. And so some of the things I'm going to share from this article is that she said part of the process of learning to appreciate what I had taken for granted for so many years, suddenly what once came easy felt a lot more difficult. Isn't it so true that we sometimes feel like things that have come easy, we don't really take it for granted all the time. Being in that moment, being present with what our gifts and our talents are, and we just allow time to kind of go by. We just squeeze things in and not really understanding that we only have a short time we live on this earth, and if you don't take advantage of the opportunities that you have and appreciate them, be grateful for them, they'll fly by, and you'll miss the essence of those opportunities. She goes on to talk about it was more than just being physically fit. When she's talking about making a comeback and ready, she said my mind was also questioning if I could still compete with the best runners in the world. So she's attempting to run again and do more again. And she was just trying to take advantage of the life that she still had to live and run. And she said even when it was just more physically, it was her mental state of how she can still hang with the best runners in the world. And this is the same thought she had when she was 17 years old, running in 1987, is that she didn't know if she can compete, but she just did. She just competed. Whether she challenged physically or mentally, we all have to compete. We don't even know the outcomes that are going to happen. We know that we have to just give our best day in and day out. And it was her training that helped her do that. But every time she stood on that start line, she was always asking herself a question that she wasn't sure she had the answer to. Could she do it? Could she really do it? And I learned something from Sonia saying, can I really do it? When I get to the line and do something great, embark on a new journey, can we really do it? Can I do it? Can I make it happen? I mean, physically, I think I'm there. Mentally, I'm not quite sure if I'm there, but I'll never know until I start taking the steps, as she did as well. So she talked about, 2 weeks earlier at the World Indoors in Paris. This is back in 1987. She said she finished second in what was her first indoor race since her Villanova days, but annoyed after she had run a wide turn coming off the final bend, allowing Gabriela Zoba to slip through on her inside for gold medal. Again, my old lofty standards felt out of reach, not realizing at the time that sometimes you have to lower the bar to satisfy the mind. Also yourself to appreciate what you have, then build on this to the next level. Sometimes our expectations can really put us in a position where we're stressed out, we're disillusioned to the realities that are around us, and we can really put ourselves in a bad bind, not only for ourselves, but those that we're in relationship to. And her wisdom here is that, lowering her bar, even though she did come in second, she wanted to be in first, and she'll talk about that, but she came in second, but she understood that if she lowered her bar, she would be able to appreciate more and allow her mind to be satisfied and allow herself to appreciate all that she had and then build on that to the next level. So you didn't get first place. Now you know what you got to work on to get it next time, right? She came in second. She knew what she needed to do again on the next time she turns that bend, not to let the other runner on the inside. Those are the things that we have to learn from and appreciate, even if we're second or third or fourth or fifth, what can we learn from that? But present day, we're looking at, it seems that she goes on and says it still seems natural to aim for the best possible scenario where you want to be rather than where you are currently at. For the young athletes, sometimes the expectations can be elevated to a higher level than they are ready for. And they can be left disappointed, but also as they are progressing. But as long as they are progressing at a steady pace, this should be encouraged. Time is not consistently measured throughout our lives. I was reminded of that last weekend at a music concert she talks about in St. Finbarr's Cathedral in Cork. When you are young, you try to compress time and squeeze as much as possible. As you get older, you try to expand your activities to fill the time. It's good to enjoy the fast hours, but also good to appreciate what you have now. And maximizers, listen to me. She goes on to finish saying, and enjoy the moment while you're in it. I cannot speak too many times about that. I can't echo that so often from the mountaintops. I can say it every day till I'm blue in my face. But we have to appreciate what we have. We have to be in the moment. Stop rushing things, and I'm learning this every day. This is me talking to me. This is Milton giving Milton some coaching advice. Appreciate what you have. Be in the moment. Enjoy it while you're in it. And you will have a satisfied life where you're living maximized in every area of your that you can conceive, whether it's physically, whether it's mentally, whether it's relationally, business-wise, health-wise, whatever it is that you're embarking on, any journey that you're currently in, or just life and period in general. Be in the moment while you're in it. That's where you'll find your joy. All right? I thought that was a good article from Sonia. Thanks for letting me share that with you. And as we look on to the 6 ways we can, how to stop being an attention seeker. My wife gave me a great quote, and I'll start it with this. She says, in your 20s, you're worried about what everybody thinks about you. In your 40s, you're less concerned about what people think about you. And in your 60s, you realize that nobody was ever thinking about you. I think that was so funny if she told me that and where she got that from. But it's so true. As we get older in life, we don't really care. And then we realize, everybody's really concerned about themselves. I go to the gym or I go to work or business or whatever it is that, we're always thinking about who's looking at who's doing what they're thinking about me, the clothes that I have on, how do I look when I'm doing this? It goes on and on and on and on. It's a daily thing about attention. It's about, are we seeking it? And it's our motive and the things that are pushing us and driving us. And if it's wrong, if the attention is seeking is necessarily, there's some areas where seeking attention is good. There's some areas where in our life where we have to be cognizant of getting attention from other people. But there's a lot of really poor areas where we try to find attention that is destructive to us, and it creates a downside to our health and our well-being and our livelihood and most of all our joy. And I don't want anyone to steal your joy, maximize. You have to keep your joy. But let me share these 6 ways on how to stop being an attention seeker. Number 1, practice a creative art form. And this is some research that I did on attention seeking, and I grabbed some of these nuggets and expanded on it, and I really like what we have here that's really going to help you today. If you're taking notes, go ahead and do that. But listen to this over and over again, how to really break yourself. Because I know a lot of people are challenged right now with social media. And sometimes I can find myself falling to that same trap of trying to seek for attention. How many hearts, how many likes and thumbs up, shares, comments, how many can I get? And I forget about the real essence of trying to just be who I am and create and practice a creative art form. And that's what number 1 says. People who are considered attention seekers tend to behave in ways that are inauthentic. They do things for attention rather than simply being or expressing who they really are. Doing something creative is a great way to express yourself. Authentic, authentic. You know what I'm trying to say, Maximize. Help me out here. Somebody shoot me back a comment telling me what that means. What I just said. We have to be authentic, and sometimes we stumble on our words and we don't quite get it perfect. And I could edit this, but I'm not. Sometimes I just try to go for it and let you know that, hey, I'm as real as you are. We all mess up. And we have to practice being ourselves. Be yourself. You can choose any form, any form that you want, including painting, writing, making music, videos, singing, or practicing a craft. Whatever you find creative, you can put your hands and your mind to. Do that thing that brings you joy, and just be that person. It doesn't matter if somebody likes it or hates it. Yeah, sometimes we want approval from people that we really care about. But I guarantee you, when you do it and you feel fulfilled and satisfied from it, you can share that with full confidence that it's you being who you are. And some people will accept it, some people won't, but you know what? Who cares? They're really concerned about themselves. And if they're not accepting of you and your creative art, it's because they're judging themselves for something they're lacking in their own lives. So remember that, all right? Number 2, use social media constructively. And this is something we all have to learn in our age of this 21st century of 21st century of technology and social media, but social media can often be misused by people who are seeking attention. It's okay to use social media to make plans with friends and stay on top of current events, or maybe even just to share thoughts and being authentic to who you are. I mean, sometimes you have to share your creative ability on social media, and that's okay. However, if you notice that you're using it just to get attention, you should reconsider before you post. Don't. Sometimes in my line of work with people that are, marketers, we're speakers, trainers, and coaches, we want the attention. We want to see how much attention we can get, and we drive ourselves to create more, publicity on social media, and we try to drive ourselves to be more attractive on social media, and that's what marketing is about. But we can't allow that to be our dictator of our joy, even if it's a business, something that I do as a business, and I share things on social media, whether quotes, comments, my live stories, podcasts, videos, whatever it is. I've got to be careful, and I'm sharing this about being transparent with myself. I've got to be careful that it's not something I'm doing necessarily just because I want to get likes or seek attention, but I'm doing it because I really care and I want to share. And that's really, it's a thin line to go back and forth, and some things can get a whole bunch of likes and comments, and some other things I thought were great that didn't get any comment or traction. And that's okay. But I've got to be comfortable in my own skin and saying what I'm sharing is what I want to give out to the public and I want to give out to you. And I hope that you enjoy it. At some part in your life, you may say, oh, man, that quote that Milton shared on Facebook, or that picture that Milton shared on Instagram, or that Snapchat really encouraged me. And I may never know from a comment or a like or a share, but I've got to believe that anything that I put out there that's good, that creates good in the world, will have its day, will sow seeds, and there will be a harvest on the back end. Whether I see it or not, somebody's being blessed and somebody's being helped by it. Got it? So use social media constructively. And I'll go on to break down a couple things, but notice if most of your posts seem like bragging or like showing off. Notice if your posts often express feeling sorry for yourself. An attention-seeking post could be always having the most fun with the coolest friends in the world, whereas you can instead post a picture of your friends and write, "So grateful to have such great friends in my family." That's if you need support, instead of writing something like "worst day of anyone's life ever," I totally want to crawl into a hole and die right now, you could write, "I had a really terrible day today. Is anyone available to talk? I could use some company. Is it okay to ask directly for support with social media?" Yes. However, be clear that you're asking for support and keep the conversation private once someone offers. All right? Don't use social media to air out all your laundry and let everybody know. All right? Number 3, focus on others. I love that. When you take your eyes off yourself and focus on others, when you're always seeking attention, most of your focus is on yourself. How true is that? In order to shift this, try focusing on others. Try and focus on other people. There are many ways to do this. You can spend time with people. You can serve people. You can volunteer. You can lift people up. You can encourage people. If you're feeling down, the best thing you can do is go encourage somebody. Tell somebody they look good in an outfit. Tell somebody they're doing great in a specific area. That's the best way you can change your focus, is by focusing on others, and that'll really help you in learning how to stop being an attention seeker. So focus on others. I don't think I need to elaborate more on that, but I think you got it. Focus on others, guys. Here's go. Number 4, forgive yourself of your mistakes. Forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. And forgive yourself of your mistakes. Even though it feels bad to dwell on mistakes we've made, many people replay those things over and over and over again in their minds. And it's such a terrible habit to replay your mistakes, putting yourself down. We're the hardest on ourselves, and you need to learn to forgive yourself for your mistakes. Allow yourself to forgiveness and see what you can learn from your mistakes. You can't change the past, maximize it, but you can learn valuable lessons from it. Tell yourself how great it is that you've learned something new and can change the way you do things in the future. If you remember certain times that you acted in an attention-seeking way in the past, forgive yourself for those things too. The fact is that you can acknowledge those behaviors means you can work to prevent them in the future. You have to forgive yourself. Forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. It's a sign of strength, not weakness. Number 5, create a daily practice of authenticity. There we go. I said it. Authenticity. Create a daily practice of authenticity. Choose ways that you want to practice being authentic each day. This can mean things like doing something that you enjoy by yourself, or reciting, or an important affirmation yourself, believing in yourself. I do affirmations every day with myself and my family, and we talk about things that we want to be, things that we desire to be. And those days of authenticity is being authentic is something that makes you genuine. People see through fakeness, for the most part. People see through lies. People see through inauthentic living, if that's a word. People see through those things, and we really value and we trust those that can be authentic in themselves, be comfortable in our own skin, live within our own territory, and thrive in that territory, whatever creative territory we are or in or live or be, but practice daily of being authentic. Practice being yourself, act in a way that feels genuine without worrying what other people think. You can make a practice doing one thing each day when you feel that you're being true to how you feel in a moment. This could mean saying something honest that you haven't before, such as, actually, I don't like going to the cafe very much. It can also mean doing something differently, such as wearing an outfit that's comfortable, even if it's not stylish, but being who you are that day. I'm not saying being too crazy, and there's boundaries to everything. So take whatever I say, and put it in perspective and boundaries in your life, and be like, oh, Milton, you said this. I could be authentic today, and I can walk out the doors looking like X, Y, or Z. No, I'm not saying you can walk outside with your 6-foot heels on and showing up in a mini skirt and or whatever and some sweats and saying, okay, I'm ready for my business meeting. You gotta, come on, guys. You gotta be authentic, but also put it all in perspective. All right. Develop personal affirmations to help you accept yourself. I am beautiful. I am smart. I am brave. I'm bold. I am handsome. I am an athlete. I am a king, and I am loved. I am valuable. Those things. Give yourself personal affirmations each day to accept who you are and love who you are and be good and comfortable in your own skin. All right? And last one, number 6, is peace, mindfulness. Practice peace and mindfulness. Practice peace and mindfulness. Number 6, practice peace and mindfulness. Mindfulness refers to trying to stay present wherever you are. And I give you those articles in the beginning of my talks just because there's a lot of people that really understand, they share with their lives, being in the moment, being present. It's practice. It takes work. It's not easy being mindful of your life. It is not easy. But being mindful means we stay present wherever we are. We focus. We give our attention to the task at hand, and whatever that is, in our thoughts and our feelings, and we don't get lost in that. We don't, we don't get lost in those thoughts and feelings and that take you out of the moment. And if you feel yourself drifting in the moment, refocus yourself, slap yourself, pinch yourself, blink really hard, take a deep breath, or recall the last thing you heard. Those are ways we can snap ourselves back into mindfulness. And mindfulness is most often practiced through meditation techniques, and however there are many ways to practice mindfulness, but you can find your books, and you can learn more from that. But if meditating isn't right for you, practice mindfulness by noticing the physical sensations you're experiencing. Look around you, focus on something in your present, right there in your presence. If it's a pencil or a pen or a tree or a leaf or anything that you're looking at that's staring right in front of you or sitting right in front of you, focus on that. That allows you to get back into the moment and be mindful of where you are and what you're doing. And I really hope you guys have gotten some nuggets out of this about how to stop being an attention-seeking person, because I know we all are challenged with that. We're human. It's almost in our DNA to seek attention and to be the center of it. Even though a lot of us we seek attention but don't want to be the center of attention. How funny is that? We seek attention but don't want to be the center of attention. And I think I'm gonna do a different podcast on that. But find ways that you can take the focus off of yourself, put it on other people, and be authentic, creative, be a warrior, be a champion in all that you are. I know that this will help you and guide you, and if you find some value in this, which I know you probably will, would you share this with somebody else? Share it with your friends, and they can share it with their friends, and then we all can be friends, all right? Let Maximizing Moments be your step and guide to your journey of living the great, great life. Hey, Maximize, if you've enjoyed that podcast, would you mind sharing it on your social media streams? Hear more podcasts from great minds like myself. Go to miltonherring.com/podcast. Again, miltonherring.com/podcast. Also, I'm doing a 15-minute free coaching to help maximize any given moment in your life towards success. Head on over to miltonherring.com/15. That's miltonherring.com/15.